I want to talk a little bit about why this channel is not an Albion Online channel. It's not dedicated to any particular game. Might have a game in the background, but it's really not even a gaming channel. It's relevant to gaming because I like games and I think it's cool to kind of feature a game on the channel, but really it's about just talking about life. Well, the reason for this is because the truth is I don't want to burn out. I do want to build a channel because I think talking about things that are interesting to me is a really cool idea. Um, and I've also found myself positively influenced by other people who do talk about life and stuff. And a lot of times I've been drawn to those content creators through the medium of things that interest me in gaming. But the truth is, sooner or later, you run out of content. Like, it truly doesn't matter what I talk about or do in Albion Online. It's a kind of a dumb little game that is at best a diversion. It's not really, that big of a deal. Now, I can talk about life till the cows come home. I can talk about life for as long as I'm living because there's always going to be content there. There's always something to share. There's always something to ramble about. But if you want to say, take any video game and then just talk about that and make content about that, at some point you hit a content drought because how much can I talk about weapon types in a video game? Like, okay, here's what I'm doing with my character, or here's how I'm grinding for silver, or here's how you, I don't know, do like guild stuff in the black zone. Yeah. Truth is, every time I watch a stream or a video channel of somebody that's really technical about a video game, I kind of lose interest because I don't need to see you like play by play, going through the black zone talking about that. I mean, it's boring. It's just not that great. But talk about something that's real, something that's genuine, something that I think is relevant and interesting in life. And yeah, you got me. It's like I like Zeppla, and she makes content for Final Fantasy 14, and lately she's been venturing into other titles like Genshin Impact and Star Rail and stuff. And I'll tell you, I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the mechanics in Final Fantasy 14 for like running dungeons and all the different things that she would talk about regarding the game. I played the game some, but then I kind of never really got into it enough to really truly deeply understand the mechanics at an obsessive level. So I never really paid much attention to the technical things that she would have said, but she made good videos that were just about life too. Like the videos I remember the most are when she's talking about her life in Ukraine when the war started, or talking about you know um, an abusive relationship that she had been in, and kind of giving people her advice on that. Like real stuff that has to do with life. I'm a fan of Asmongold, and he makes content about World of Warcraft. He's done some Final Fantasy 14 stuff. He does a lot of reaction videos, just a lot of stuff generally loosely related to MMOs, and I like him. I think he's a great content creator, and certainly his stats would back that up. But you know what I remember the most about Asmongold? It's like when he's talking about how he had a power outage because there was a storm that hit his house in Texas or something. It's when he's talking about a trip to Walmart where he was like, I don't know, shopping with his buddies. It's where he's just, talking about his simple lifestyle, or he's taking some cheap steak and cooking it in his dirty, rundown kitchen just to kind of make a spectacle of himself and show a little bit about his life. Like that's the kind of stuff I remember from him. It's not about super technical stuff to do with World of Warcraft. I don't really care about that, right? And I think a lot of content creators run into a wall because they do box themselves in, and they think that they're going to make content about one specific thing, and then at some point you can only talk about that game so much before it gets old and stale. there's only so much content there, even if you are really obsessed with it. And then at some point, for some folks, it can turn into you almost hate the game because now it's a job. Like you have to find something to talk about. You have to be interested in this game, even though it's as deep as a mud puddle. You have to try to act like it's the ocean, and that gets old because now it's not fun anymore. Now you're a slave to trying to pump up some title as if it's more than what it really is. And I don't want to do any of that. And that's why I've made the decision. This is basically just a free range rambling channel. And I kind of already made peace with this idea that, maybe maybe I have viewers and maybe I don't. Like this is almost as much as it is for others, it's also just kind of something for me to do that intrigues me, and it's a way to think out loud maybe. And I think with time, kind of finding a style that works for me, it'll be something where we can grow it into something a little bit more. um, yeah, but I think that just diversifying and not having high expectations out of the gate can be a useful thing down the road, because what happens if this particular game I'm playing isn't even a thing at some point? Well, if I made my whole channel and personality all about that one thing, then you know where do you go from there? But as it is, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing, because this isn't really about any particular game exactly. It might feature a particular game just because I do like playing Albion Online, and I find it's easy to kind of just play the game and then talk about things in a really passive way. And I feel like other games, even MMOs that let you do kind of the same thing, harvesting stuff or gathering or wandering around, I feel like other games are a little more immersive in the sense that you have to kind of be like using, like you can't just play it with your one-handed with your mouse. You got to like be using your keyboard. You got to be doing your tab targeting or whatever it might be. And it kind of feels like Albion Online winds up being the easiest thing for me, just just sit down and enjoy chilling and playing the game. And I don't even have to really think about it too much. I can just kind of do my thing. And that's what I like about Albion Online. It's got this lightweight client where it just doesn't take a lot of mental power to just kind of grind. And I know the people are going to say, well, you need to be doing hardcore content in the black zone. And yes, I do understand that. You go out into the black zone, and then you're going to have your heart racing all the time because you're like, you got to have the volume on and you're listening for someone to come, and you're trying to avoid getting killed and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it does make things a lot more exciting. Totally get it. But for the purposes of just making random conversation, I would rather not have that experience on the side. Maybe at some point. Maybe at some point I'll decide I want to do some adventures in the Black Zone videos and break myself into that. But that's not really the general idea of where I want to go with this. And I really feel like, from all I've seen of Albion Online content creators, um, most Albion Online videos are about as boring as you could possibly get when it comes to videos, because there's only so much to see. So, as much as I like this game, I felt like if I was going to feature this game, it can't be about the game, because the game is too boring to really make content about it that's entertaining. Unless you are going to do like some kind of live streaming intense guild activity, and you're going to be raging on, in some kind of a Zerg versus Zerg kind of thing or something, then yeah, I get it. You could, shoot, look at that. I am going to die. That's terrible. I am dying. Dying to random mobs. Because, I don't know. Don't know exactly why that is. Um, anyway, yeah. So Albion Online is what this channel will be about, but it's not really going to be focused on the game. It's just going to be a lifestyle, rambling kind of a channel, and we're going to allow it to be that. See where it goes. But I did kind of want to talk about that a little bit because I think, people will be like, why? Why are you not making, more targeted content toward the game? And I'd say just because, I lack the skill and I lack the will. I like the game and I like talking about life, but I have no desire to turn a game into a job. So that's where I land. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, goodbye.